Let's continue in the tafsir of Surah Al-An'am. We are approaching the end of this surah. And let's back up and start with ayah 141 so we can flow into what comes after that. We covered 141 last time, but what's after it is connected to it, so let's start from there. And so the author says, starting with the word of Allah, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وهو الذي أنشأ جنات معروشات وغير معروشات. And he it is who created gardens that spread over the ground and gardens that do not spread over the ground, and instead they grow upon stalks. Yani Allah Ta'ala is the one who created gardens of vines. That's what it means that they spread across the ground. The vines don't stand up. They're not like trees or stalks or bushes. Rather, they crawl along the ground. And also they climb. The vines climb. And Allah Ta'ala, He created gardens of vines, vines that go along the ground, and vines that grow, that crawl up the trellises. Yani, some things that the people erect for their vines, like their grapevines. Some of the vines, they leave them on the ground. And some of the vines, they make structures for them so that the vines can climb them, like the grapevines. And Allah Ta'ala, He created gardens of things that stand upon stalks. That's the meaning of shajar, by the way, in Arabic. The shajar, usually you translate shajar as tree. The shajar in Arabic is any plant that stands upon a stalk, stands up. So, like wheat, that's a shajar in Arabic. وَالنَّخْلَ وَالزَّرْعَ مُخْتَلِفًا أُكُلُهُ. And the palm tree with its fruits varying, and the seeds of crops, and the seeds of the crops vary like those fruits. Yani, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He created the palm tree that has fruit, and He created the crops like the wheat and the barley and other things that have seeds or grains. And the fruits of those palm trees, and those are the dates. That's what's meant here, the date palm. Although, you know, some palm trees, they bear coconuts, and some palm trees, they bear pineapples. Here we are talking about the palm trees that bear dates. Subhan al-Khaliq. Allah creates all sorts of things. He creates variants of kinds of things. وَالنَّخْلَ وَالزَّرْعَ مُخْتَلِفًا أُكُلُهُ. And the palm tree with its fruits, its date palms, its date fruits, varying. Its fruits varying. مُخْتَلِفًا أُكُلُهُ. The palm. وَالزَّرْعَ, and the seeds of the crops vary like those fruits. How do they vary? They vary in size, they vary in color, they vary in flavor. Some are sweeter, some are juicier, etc. Some are brighter, some are duller in color, etc. Yani, to say that Allah created all of that, all those varying things, that's a denial that nature created anything. And if anything were created by nature, then whatever's created by nature would all come out the same. Why don't all the fruits come out the same? And all the seeds come out the same? Even you buy, let's say, some corn on the cob. Some of those little corns are bigger and some of them are smaller, and maybe some of them are darker and some of them are brighter. Why they don't all come out the same? And even your children, since we're going there with the meaning of, if nature is the creator of things, then if you had children from the same person, two people, a man and a woman, they had more than one child together, why they don't all come out looking the same? Why they don't come out looking like duplicates? Because nature is not the creator. Allah is the creator. والزيتون والرمان متشابها وغير متشابه, and the olive and the pomegranate, alike in color and leaves, and unalike in flavor. Yani, alike in color, according to Nasafi, alike in leaves, according to Jalalain, the pomegranate and the olive. So if you want, pull up some pictures of those and compare them and see how true that is. وَغَيْرَ مُتَشَابِهٍ, but unalike in flavor. Very different. Yani, you know the flavor of the olive. It's like what? Bitter? Versus the flavor of the pomegranate. When I was a kid, they used to call those Chinese apples. I don't know if they still call those that. كُلُوا مِن ثَمَرِهِ إِذَا أَثْمَرَ, eat from the fruit of each when it bears fruit. وَآتُوا حَقَّهُ يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ, and give what zakat is due on it at the time of its harvest. So, like we said, that's a rule there that determines when you have to pay the zakat for the crops. The palms, the dates, the raisins, and the grains, the cereals. When do you have to pay the zakat for those? At harvest, which is usually once per year. But the year is not the rule for the harvest. It's for the crops. It's the harvest. The year is the rule for the animals, and the year is the rule for the bullion, gold and silver. And you're going to pay zakat al-fitr once per year, because Eid al-fitr comes once per year. And the zakat for the crops, if you have harvest once per year, then you're going to pay that once per year too. But it doesn't go by the year, it goes by the harvest. وَآتُوا حَقَّهُ يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ, and give what zakat is due on it at the time of its harvest. وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا, and do not squander. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ, do not squander it by giving it all away and not providing for your dependents. Surely Allah does not accept the squanderers. Rather, what do you do? Yani, if you want to give a charity, then you don't give it away in such a way that you ruin yourself and you leave your family needy. But that doesn't mean that you can't give away everything you have. Because Abu Bakr did that, and the Prophet ﷺ did not object to him. However, you need to, before you try that, think about if you can do what Abu Bakr can do. So if you can't do what Abu Bakr can do, if your heart's not like his heart, then don't try it. Leave some money for your family and for yourself. وَمِنَ الْأَنْعَامِ حَمُولَةٌ, وَمِنَ الْأَنْعَامِ حَمُولَةً وَفَرْشًا. And from the cattle, he created a load bearer and one that is laid out. Yani, so now we're on the next ayah, picking up from where we left off. What does it mean that amongst the cattle here means the livestock, not cows. Al-an'am, those are the camels, cows, sheep, and goats. That's the meaning of livestock here or cows here. And that's a religious judgment. Maybe last week my statement might give the impression that if an animal is not a camel, a cow, or a sheep, or a goat, then it's not livestock. And I definitely did not mean that. I'm talking a religious judgment here. Al-an'am, that someone might translate as livestock. Those are only, the an'am are only those ones, the ones we are talking about now. What this surah is now addressing and is going to name specifically is the ones that I'm telling you. It's coming now. What the an'am are. So in the translation, if we say cattle or livestock, we mean the an'am here in particular. Not chickens, not donkeys, not ducks, not other types of things that might be called livestock. وَمِنَ الْأَنْعَامِ حَمُولَةً وَفَرْشًا. And from the cattle, he created a load bearer and one that is laid out. Yani, how's this connecting to the previous ayah? Because the previous ayah is telling us Allah created gardens, gardens with vines and gardens with things that stand on stalks. And Allah created the palm tree and He created the crops, and they have varying fruits and seeds. And Allah created the olive and He created the pomegranate, alike and unalike. And then what? And Allah created from the livestock a load bearer. That's a big one. The one that can bear the load, like the camel and the cow and the farsh, and one that is laid down on the ground to be slaughtered. Or it means, and a small one. It's small. That's why it's called farsh, like it's laid on the ground, meaning so close to the ground. Its legs are short. Those are the camels, baby camels, that is. Those are, Bismillah, those are the sheep and the goats. Those are the small ones. And the baby camels. And the baby cows, the calves. Those are the farsh, the ones close to the ground. The hamula, the load bearers, are the camels, the grown ones, the big ones, and the cows, the big ones. كُلُوا مِمَّا رَزَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ. Eat from what Allah provided you. Eat from what Allah provided you. Yani, do not forbid what Allah did not forbid. Do not forbid what those pagans forbade. Do not practice their practice of retiring the animals and deeming their meat unlawful. Yani, the livestock, that is. Rather, all of those are lawful to be slaughtered and eaten, so do not forbid any of them. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. And do not follow the footsteps of the devil in legalizing and illegalizing what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala did not. إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. Certainly, he is for you an open enemy, an obvious enemy. The devil is for you an obvious enemy. The warning against the devil in the Quran is an emphatic one. Allah Ta'ala says, إن الشيطان كان لكم عدوا فاتخذوه عدوا. Indeed, the devil is for you an enemy, so take him as an enemy. How are you going to take the devil as an enemy? By denying his existence? No. If you deny the existence of your enemy, you are defeated. How are you going to take the devil as an enemy? By obeying him and taking his advice? Then you'll be defeated also. You take the devil as an enemy by hating him in your heart and distrusting him and being suspicious of him. What does the devil want you to do? He wants you to blaspheme. Keep this in mind. He wants you to blaspheme. That's his ultimate goal for you. What does he want from you? He wants you to blaspheme. If he can't get you to blaspheme, then he wants you to commit a major sin. If he can't get you to commit a major sin, Yani, if he could get you to commit a major sin, it's with the goal of making you blaspheme. That's what he wants from you. If he can't get you to commit a major sin, then he will get you to commit a small sin so that he can get you to commit a big sin, so that he can get you to commit blasphemy. He wants you to commit blasphemy. Wal-'iyadhu billah. If he can't make you commit a small sin, then he wants you to do something makruh, disliked, so that he could get you one day to do a small sin, etc. So that he can get you to do a big sin, so that he can get you to do blasphemy. If he can't make you do something disliked, then he wants to make you depressed. Hopefully, so that he can at least get you to do something disliked. And what if he can't even make you depressed? What he's going to do is going to be bored. The devil gets bored. That's what you want out of the devil. You want him to be bored. Because if he's bored, means he's not getting anything out of you. But if you are that person who can't pray, you are that one who you're trying to say takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allah, Allahu Akbar, Allah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You are that one, he's happy with you. You're fine as far as he's concerned. He's got you. Stuck in the waswas. And maybe get you to do some makruh things. What he gets you to do, that's makruh. The devil say to you, man? Did he say to you, you man, male? Did he say to you, you have more than one ring? Put on both of them. It's not haram. And then you said, yeah, it's not haram. Oh, wear both of them. He's working on you. Anything you can reckon the devil will want you to do not that one. We find yourself that which one the devil will want me to do, this one or that one? Maybe some people can't tell though. But if you can, then whichever one that's the one the devil would really prefer for you, even if it's a good deed, but you can't get tricked here, then do otherwise. But don't avoid a good deed out of fear of insincerity. That's a trick of the devil too. That's how he will make you not do a good deed. He will say to you, you will be insincere. Don't do it. And then you won't do a good deed. He got you. Rather, you correct your intention and do the good deed. ثمانية أزواج. 8 mates. 8 counterparts. من الضأن اثنين ومن المعز اثنين. From the sheep, two. And from the goat, two. So that's four. قل أذكرين حرم أم الأنثيين قل أذكرين حرم أم الأنثيين أما اشتملت عليه أرحام الأنثيين نبئوني بعلم إن كنتم صادقين. 8 mates. ثمانية أزواج. 8 mates means what? 4 pairs. 8 mates means 4 pairs. So this shouldn't say 8 pairs. That's what's in some translations. Like the Wahhabi translation, so-called Noble Quran, they said 8 pairs. ثمانية أزواج. How many individuals is 8 pairs? Who knows? How many individuals is 8 pairs? 16 individuals. So that's blunder there. That's not what's meant. Just 8 is what's meant, not more than 8. So what's the azwaj? Is the mates, meaning each one is a zoj. You have 4 species: camel, cow, sheep, goat. Each one, 4 males and 4 females. So this means each individual is a zoj. Each individual is a zoj. So then zoj means a mate, a counterpart, not a pair. That's valid. That's correct. Arabic. Yani, you have 2 shoes. Each one is a zoj of the other. It's the mate or the counterpart of the other. ثمانية أزواج. 8 mates. من الضأن اثنين ومن المعز اثنين. From the sheep, 2, male and female. What do you call the male sheep? He's a ram. What do you call the female sheep? In English, of course, a ewe. That's EWE, ewe. And from the goat, 2. What do you call the male goat? A billy goat. And what do you call the female goat? I think she's called a Jenny. I think she's called a Jenny. If I'm mistaken about that, let me know. Or the Jenny is a female donkey. I think the Jenny is a female donkey. قل أذكرين حرم أم الأنثيين. Say, O Muhammad, in objection to them. Yani, object to them, O Muhammad, by saying, did the 2 males he forbid, or the 2 females? أما اشتملت عليه أرحام الأنثيين. Or was it what the wombs of the 2 females, or was it what the wombs of the 2 females contain? Yani, the female sheep and the female goat. Is that what Allah forbade? What the wombs of the 2 females contain? And those wombs contain males and females. Did he forbid the males, the billy goat and the ram? Or did he forbid the females, the ewe and the she goat? Or did he forbid what's in the wombs of the ewe and the she goat, which those are males and females? نبئوني بعلم إن كنتم صادقين. Inform me with knowledge from a messenger or from the route of a messenger, for there is no other way to know it. Yani, where you got this fiqh from, according to you? Where are these practical rules coming from? They said, it's from God. That's what they said. They said, this is what God said. So, Allah refutes them. Nabbi'uni, Allah commanded the Prophet to say to them, Nabbi'uni bi'ilmin in kuntum sadiqeen. Inform me with knowledge. Yani, what's the source of this prohibition? It must have come from a messenger since you claim this from God. If you are truthful, then inform me. Ninny is what we call them, a doe or a nanny for an adult. Goat. A ninny goat, that's the female goat. Okay, Jenny is a female donkey, yes. A nanny is a female goat, a nanny goat. That's what you're saying, sister? Sister Zainab? So, the male is the billy and the female is the nanny. That's for goat. And the male for the sheep is a ram and the female is a ewe. وَمِنَ الْإِبِلِ اثْنَيْنِ وَمِنَ الْبَقَرِ اثْنَيْنِ. And from the camels, two. And from the cows, two. So there you go. The an'am are limited to these. Here, the ayahs are telling you. Because Allah told us, ثَمَانِيَةَ أَزْوَاجٍ, 8. مِنَ الضَّأْنِ اثْنَيْنِ وَمِنَ الْمَعْزِ اثْنَيْنِ. 2 from the sheep, 2 from the goat. وَمِنَ الْإِبِلِ اثْنَيْنِ وَمِنَ الْبَقَرِ اثْنَيْنِ. And 2 from the camel, and 2 from the cow. Those are the an'am. فَحَسِب, not more. قُلْ أَذَّكَرَيْنِ حَرَّمَ أَمِ الْأُنثَيَيْنِ أَمَّا اشْتَمَلَتْ عَلَيْهِ أَرْحَامُ أَمَّا اشْتَمَلَتْ عَلَيْهِ أَرْحَامُ الْأُنثَيَيْنِ. Say, O Muhammad, is it the 2 males that he forbade or the 2 females? So what do you call male camel? A bull? A male cow is a bull. And the female camel, is it a cow? I don't know, male or female for a camel. And the female cow is a cow. Someone will let me know, inshallah. Yes, like I said, so male cow and camel is a bull. Both are bull, and female cow and female camel both are cow. Barakallahu feekum. Alhamdulillah. وَمِنَ الْإِبِلِ اثْنَيْنِ وَمِنَ الْبَقَرِ اثْنَيْنِ. So from the camels, 2, and from the cows, 2. Say, O Muhammad, in objection, is it the 2 males, the 2 bulls that he forbade? Or the 2 females, the 2 cows, the 2 kinds? Or did he forbid what the wombs of the females contain, and those wombs contain males and females? Which of those Allah forbade? So the question is rhetorical here. Someone just today actually asked me, said, someone said to me, what right do they have to do such and such? What's the judgment? Meaning, what's the meaning of the question? The meaning of the question is that how is posed? Posed as if to say, like, look how the question is here. Which ones that Allah forbade? He forbade the males or he forbade the females? So we know the answer is he didn't forbid any of them. So it's like a person would ask, is it permissible then to ask this question? If he didn't forbid any of them, then is it allowed for us to ask which ones did he forbid? And what's the judgment of the one who says so? That was the meaning of the question that I got today. The answer is, there's no blasphemy here. Subhanallah. It's a rhetorical question. The meaning is he did not forbid the males and he did not forbid the females. All of those are halal. If you slaughter them, you may eat them. Do not forbid what Allah did not forbid. أم كنتم شهداء إذ وصاكم الله بهذا. Or were you witnesses when Allah prescribed this for you? Same thing. The answer is, you have no evidence for what you are saying. This is sarcasm here. Sarcasm has or can be eloquent speech. It is thought-provoking. Sarcasm is thought-provoking. أم كنتم شهداء إذ وصاكم الله بهذا. Or were you witnesses when Allah prescribed this for you? You were not, because Allah never prescribed this for you. فَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنِ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا. So who is more unjust? Who is in greater violation than whoever fabricates on Allah a lie? كَذِبًا لِيُضِلَّ النَّاسَ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. So who is more unjust than whoever fabricates on Allah a lie, saying this is what God said, this is what Allah sanctioned, to misguide the people without knowledge, without any evidence for such a claim? Inna Allah la yahdi al-qawm al-zalimin. Surely Allah does not guide the unjust folk. Those whom He knew they would die as blasphemers, He does not guide them. And those whom He knew that they would choose misguidance for themselves, He does not guide them. قل لا أجد فيما أوحي إلي محرما على طاعم يطعمه إلا أن يكون ميتة أو دما مسفوحا أو لحم خنزير فإنه رجس أو فسقا أهل لغير الله به فمن اضطر غير باغ ولا عاد فإن ربك غفور رحيم. قل لا أجد فيما أوحي إلي محرما على طاعم يطعمه إلا. Say, O Muhammad, I do not find in what was revealed to me anything forbidden on the feeding one, yani the one who's eating, on the feeding one to eat, unless إِلَّا أَن يَكُونَ مَيْتًا, unless it were already dead, etc. till the end of the ayah. We're going to finish. But what does this mean? I do not find in what was revealed to me anything that's haram to eat except what? What does the ayah say first of all? Because it looks like it's saying I'm going to tell you everything that was revealed to me to be haram. Anything else, I didn't find that it's haram to eat it. So what does the ayah say? إِلَّا أَن يَكُونَ مَيْتًا, unless it were already dead. It's a carcass. Yani you encountered it dead. Now you can't eat it. It needs to be alive and then slaughtered properly. أَوْ دَمًا مَسْفُوحًا, or flowing blood. That's the blood that erupts from the gash. This blood, you cannot eat it. Some people make pudding out of this. And they put it in their sausages. Blood. They harvest the blood to eat it. The flowing blood. As opposed to the liver and the spleen, the solid blood. You can eat the solid blood from the lawful slaughtered animal. أو لحم خنزير, or flesh of swine. فَإِنَّهُ رِجِسٌ, for surely that is filthy, that swine flesh, as well as the flesh of the carcass, as well as the flowing blood. That's all najis, filth. أَوْ فِسْقًا أُهِلَّ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ بِهِ, or that it is a major sin pronounced for other than Allah. Yani some food that was slaughtered in other than the name of Allah, other than the name of Allah was raised over this animal when it was sacrificed. This is a major sin and it's haram. You cannot eat it. So this is here, up till here. So looks like it's saying that the Prophet ﷺ was commanded to say, I didn't find anything else to be haram. So what about then all what we said about, excuse me, about vermin, snakes, mice, and predators, like lions and wolves and bears. This doesn't say anything here about that. But we follow the Shafi'i school. We learned that all that's haram. So how does that go here? For one thing, Imam Malik rahimahullah has very different take on the rules of haram meat than a Shafi'i. And this ayah is a base for him. But I am unable to elaborate on Maliki school here. May Allah grant me more knowledge. Ameen. And you too. But also it's possible that this ayah is addressing actually the topic at hand, the an'am. It's possible here that this is about the an'am. قل لا أجد فيما أوحي إلي محرما على طاعم يطعمه إلا. Say, O Muhammad, I do not find in what was revealed to me anything forbidden concerning these livestock that you pagan Arabs have forbidden. I didn't find that forbidden in what was revealed to me. إِلَّا أَن يَكُونَ مَيْتًا, unless it were already dead, etc. And it's possible that the ayah means up until the time this ayah was revealed. When this ayah was revealed and was not the last to be revealed, up until then, the Prophet ﷺ didn't find anything that was haram but this. Or there's even another way to explain it. It could mean that the Prophet ﷺ, he does not find anything else to be haram to eat in the Quran, but that doesn't mean there isn't something in the Sunnah. There are things that are haram to eat as proven by the Sunnah. As for what's in the Quran, it's this. Yani, along with other ayats, like when we talk about the Maytah, isn't there the other ayah we already covered that details cases of the Maytah, like if it drowned, if it were punctured, if it suffocated is drowned, if it fell from a high place, if the predators ate ate it and left some of it. So all of this is in the Quran. It's possible that this ayah means, oh Muhammad, say I didn't find in the Quran more than this. But that's not a negation that in the Sunnah there is more. So those are some different ways to explain the ayah. Not to mention, however, Imam Malik uses this ayah to establish his rules of halal and haram. But you know, according to Malik, you can pretty much eat anything if you slaughter it. Can't eat a pig though, because right here in the ayah. Can't eat the flowing blood. Can't eat what's already dead. But according to Malik, if you caught it alive and you slaughtered it, then practically anything you can eat it. And this ayah is a base for him. So that includes a cat, for example. فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ فَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. So whoever, anyone who was in dire need, not transgressing nor exceeding the bounds. The transgressing, we need to review what that means here. Nor exceeding the bounds, what does the footnote say? Meaning, without transgressing against someone else in dire need. Okay, there it is. Without transgressing against someone else in dire need like himself, by not helping him. And without going beyond the acceptable bounds by eating more than the amount that he needs to survive. Someone is in dire need, so he's eating a dead animal or he's eating pig meat so that he doesn't die. Wala ad, he is not going beyond the bounds, means he's not eating more than he needs to stay alive. This means don't get full, according to this saying. There's a saying that you can get full off of such a thing when you are saving your life. You can eat your fill. But this, the way we are explaining it, means you cannot eat your fill. Rather, that's not the goal. That is, eating your fill is not the goal. Rather, saving your life is the goal. So you eat from it what will keep you alive. فَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Then surely your Lord is forgiving, merciful. صَدَقَ اللَّهُ الْعَظِيمُ. Allah knows best. Any question?
Did you have a time? I have an off-topic question.
Okay. Does anyone have a question on the topic?
I do, Sheikh.
Yes, please.
When you said that sarcasm is thought-provoking, is that in English too? In other languages?
Yeah,
Or
because somebody's going to say something, then you're going to think, what does this mean? What's he getting at?
okay. So does that mean we shouldn't be mad at it?
And not necessarily. I haven't learned parameters for it,
Okay.
but it's possible to use it. It's in the Quran.
Barakallahu feek.
Amin wa fiq. An example of that is when Allah says, ذُقْ إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْكَرِيمُ. It means, oh kafir, taste the torture in hell. You are the noble. You are al-Aziz al-Kareem, you kafir. You are the noble one. He's not noble though. But that's what was his guise. That was his front, or how he was regarded in the dunya. Yes, sister, what's your question?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
The question is regarding the marriage. So I know that we have to make sure that when we get married, the person's faith is sound. But what about the witnesses? Like, do you have to also find out about the witnesses, or if somebody says, "I'm a Muslim," you can just pick anybody, a Muslim, and let them
Yeah.
witness the marriage?
Yeah, you can pick any person that you don't know about him that he's not trustworthy. There are two types of trustworthiness. There's al-adalatu dhahira, apparent trustworthiness, and adalatun batina, inward trustworthiness. The inward trustworthiness is the case of someone who's known. He's known, like Ash-Shafi'i and Malik. Those ones have adalatun batina, inward trustworthiness, meaning their cases are tested and known. They are not unknown. Al-adalatu dhahira, the apparent trustworthiness, is for someone that it's not known that he is untrustworthy. Then we're going to say he's trustworthy, and it's not a condition to research his case, and it is valid to use him as a witness for the marriage contract.
Okay, what about when you marry a spouse and he says, "I'm a Muslim," and can a person marry this spouse without doing the research also about whether or not
Muslim,
they carry the sound faith?
yeah, if you believe he's a Muslim and there's no apostasy involved here, there's no apostasy involved here, just you believe he's Muslim. Like a Muslim met a man and he said, "Yes, I'm a Muslim too." So she believed him. So then she thinks he's a Muslim. And then they got married. They did a marriage contract. It's valid. She doesn't have to hear the Shahada from him to marry him.
And then when they find out, either one finds out that their spouse or their witnesses, one of their witnesses or all of them, didn't carry sound faith. Uh, what what should the person do at this point?
Then, if they found out that the witnesses were not valid, then they do a new marriage contract. If they found out that the spouse was not even a Muslim, then they know they were never married. That one needs to come back to Islam. Or, yani, not they know they were never married. If they find out that their spouse is kafir,
Mm-hmm.
yani, if what appears, was that they did a valid marriage contract,
Yeah.
and then, so you're going to say it's valid marriage. That's it. That's a rule there. So that's
Mm-hmm.
valid marriage. Then, then it became clear that this person now, the man or the woman, is actually a kafir. Today you knew about it. Today you knew about it.
Yeah.
Then you're going to say this person is an apostate because you were deeming him as a Muslim. He was showing himself as a Muslim. He was displaying himself as a Muslim, he or she. So then when this person, after displaying Islam, displayed kufr, then you're going to deem this person as murtad, apostate, even if this person really was never a Muslim. Even if in reality he was never a Muslim. Like he says to her, "I was never a Muslim, I just wanted to get you, so I pretended to be one." Still, you're going to deem him as an apostate because he displayed Islam. And then you're going to deem that the marriage is, you're going to, whatever way you are following concerning the rules of apostasy in marriage, that's what you will apply.
Okay. And then all this time that these people were together, who's sinful here? Like
The
the person
sinful one
who?
is the one who is negligent, which is
Okay,
not
not
the one
the.
who didn't know, not the one who didn't know. They're not sinful here.
Okay.
The one who is
So,
negligent is the one who was a kafir all that time.
and he was hiding or she was hiding.
Might not have even known he was a kafir. Still, he was negligent for being a kafir in the first place.
Okay.
Question. So what happens to children that were born prior to knowing a person was a kafir? If that were, if the man had children from a woman believing she's a Muslimah, and then turns out she's a kafirah, those are lawful for him. And it's not the reverse. That's what I learned. A woman had children from a man, he's a kafir. Yani, turns thinking he's a Muslim, but turns out he was a kafir. Then what I learned is those are considered conceived out of wedlock.
Excuse me, Sheikh. Can you repeat that again?
Yeah. A woman, a man, Muslim man, was married to a woman, believing she's Muslimah, and he had children with her. Then turns out she was a kafirah. These children are lawful. That's what I learned. But the reverse is not true. It's not the same, I mean. A Muslimah she did a contract with a man thinking he was a Muslim, but he was a kafir the whole time, and she had children. And then became clear that he was a kafir, then it became clear that those children were conceived out of wedlock. That's clear.
Naam. MashaAllah. Deep.
Barakallahu fikum. Yes.
You just said a few minutes ago, like either one is one of the spouses, whether it's a female or a male, finds out later that their husband or their wife is not in religion, but they thought they were. Their marriage, the person who was honest is not in trouble, but the other one who wasn't honest is in trouble. Now you're saying that if the woman marries a man who turns out not to be a Muslim, she finds out later, but she thought he was a Muslim, and because he told her, now the child is no longer halal?
Well, I didn't say he told her. I just said she found out. And then, then it becomes clear, not that they're no longer halal, becomes clear it was never halal.
What do you mean never halal?
Because she wasn't married to him. And yani, the child was born, was conceived out of wedlock, was not lawful, was is a bastard child. Becomes clear that was always a bastard child from the beginning. You thought he was not a bastard, became clear that he was. That's what it means. Ibn Haram. Became clear that he is Ibn Haram or Bint Haram. Ibn Zina or Bint Zina. You thought was halal, became clear was haram, child.
The woman finds out later that her husband is not a Muslim, but she thought he was a Muslim. They were doing zina the whole time?
Yeah, but she's not sinful, she didn't know.
And then the child, because he's a woman, the child is a bastard. But
yes.
If it's a man, then for his child is not, because he's a Muslim.
Yes.
Why? Because the child is from the father?
In this case,
okay.
when it was that he's Muslim man, in this case, when it was that he was a Muslim man, then it's going to be deemed that those are lawful, that those are lawful children of his. That's what I learned. I don't have any reference for it. That's what I learned. Okay. When I say that's
so
what I learned. Hold on a second. Usually when I say that's what I learned, I just want you to know and everyone to know. That means I don't have a reference for you. If I have a reference for you, I'll tell you the reference. I can tell you I learned it, but I'll give you proof and clarity. If I don't have it and I'm just telling you what I learned, I'll tell you that's what I learned. So I don't have more. Go ahead.
A woman marries a man who the entire family is coming from a Muslim family, and he was born Muslim with parents who were Muslim, but then down the line he didn't learn the religion properly, and he did something that made him exit Islam, but he didn't know. And later he learns, takes knowledge, and finds out that he's not a Muslim. He has to take his Shahada, but he have a Muslim wife. She married a man who's a Muslim, who was from a Muslim family and they have kids. Down the line, the man finds out that he was never a Muslim because he did something wrong. And then they had kids. Those kids, what happens to those kids then now? They're bastards because...
So you're just asking me already what I already told you. So same answer.
Even though the man was from a Muslim family, right?
No, it's not whether he's from Muslim family or not. Was he a Muslim or he wasn't a Muslim?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
What matters, was he a Muslim or he wasn't a Muslim? That's what matters.
Even though if let's say the man marries a woman Muslim, but he thinks he's a Muslim, but he's not. Still, those kids are not bint halal.
Okay, I'm going to say again for you. If a Muslim man, marries a woman, if he thought she's Muslimah, but turns out she's kafirah, always was kafirah, apostate, yani, then these children that he had from her, they are lawful. This is what I learned. They're not deemed as bastards. But the reverse of that is not the same judgment. So if the woman married a Muslimah, she married or did a marriage contract with a man thinking he was a Muslim, but really he was an apostate the whole time, then it's going to be, when they find that out, it's going to be known that all of her children from him are bastard children. So you can ask me another time if you want to. I'm going to tell you the same answer.
Well, so then I know that for a man who had those kind of kids, he's not responsible for the nafaqah. What's the situation here now?
Same rule. So that's how the religion's easy. Yani, it's consistent. The same rule. Yani, if that's not his children, then he's not responsible for the nafaqah.
Even though he enters Islam,
even if he comes back to Islam, because the condition wasn't fulfilled at the time.
Allah.
Wow, that is deep.
So he can.
May Allah protect.
I mean, I said the same thing. Deep. That's deep. I said the same thing myself.
You can do a charity and spend on that bastard child, though. It seems usually some people that have bastard children, they still take care of them. Some people don't.
I know that.
Some people don't, though. And then it's not haram, too. I mean, wa fikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Shaykh, one more question.
Hold on. Let the brother go first. Yes, brother.
When you were referring to what is allowed and what's not allowed, can you tell us about the ocean? Is it any types of fish that you're not supposed to eat as far as the ocean is concerned?
Yes. So according to the Shafi'i school, you can eat all these sea creatures. Sea creatures means they don't survive out of the water. Don't survive out of the water. When we say they don't survive out of the water, it doesn't mean they're going to die the moment they come out of the water. It means they will die because they came out of the water. They got to get back into the water or they're going to die. Those ones, you can eat them. So that means the fish, the octopus, the shrimp, according to that, you can eat all of those sea creatures. Not the crab that can come out of the water and stay out of the water. Not that one.
Oh.
But and the one that stays in the water, though, there's a kind that stays in the water always. Those big ones, those are deep sea ones. They don't come out the water. And the lobsters, they don't come out of the water. That's why even you go to the restaurant, they keep the lobster in the fish tank. It has to stay in the water.
Right.
So but
the bottom dwelling fish, are they allowed to eat?
Yeah, according to the Shafi'i school, all the sea creatures are lawful. The ones that stay in the water.
Okay.
Not the ones that come out and stay alive out of the water. According to the Hanafi school, it's not the case. According to the Hanafis, only the fish are lawful from the sea. Only the fish. The Hanafis do not extend this rule to all the sea creatures. According to the Hanafis, the shrimp is not halal. It's not a fish.
Okay.
The whale, when I know
Shukran.
the whale's a fish, that's what I learned. It's going to die when it comes out of the water. Not immediately, though, but it needs to go back in the water, it's going to die. But any big fish, it's not going to die as soon as it comes out of the water. When it's big, it's going to stay, even not a whale, just a big fish. When it's big, when it comes out of the water, it's going to stay alive for a while. Still needs to get back in the water or it's going to die.
Okay. Shukran Jazilian.
You're welcome. Question: if a man apostatized while a woman was pregnant, this child is, and then he returned to Islam and performed a new marriage contract. Those children are deemed his. They are his anyway, even if he didn't come back to Islam, because they were conceived in wedlock. He was a Muslim when his wife got pregnant, when she first conceived. Then those are his. Those are lawful children. He's an apostate who has Muslim children.
This-
Yes, go ahead.
So the husband wife, they are Muslim, but their witnesses were not Muslim, and they had children.
The
What's
marriage
the case
contract
here?
was not valid at all. If their witnesses were not Muslims, they were never married. Those children are born out of, or conceived out of wedlock.
But they're not sinful, right?
And no, they're not sinful. They didn't know. Yeah. If they just went by the apparent trustworthiness, this is sufficient. There's no sin. There's no shortcoming. There's no negligence here.
So bottom line, it's good to make sure the person is.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Then you're going to, for example, when you want to get married, pick your own witnesses. Meaning, how is this going to happen? Like what we are describing, this calamity. It's like some people, you have no idea who they are. And you say, hey, you, excuse me. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. What's your name? Barakallahu feek. Can you just be a witness real quick? Just stand here and listen to us. He says, okay. And then you say the words of the marriage contract. So that's how you're going to wind up in a situation like that, probably. So pick your own witnesses, for example. So
Well,
Nothing in the dunya is perfect.
yeah.
Nothing in the dunya is perfect.
And also, that's true. Once you do that marriage contract, don't go looking for that stuff so you can be in a big world of trouble there. It's enough to just take what appears here. And that's very
I know,
important. It's very important
but
because
long run could be risky. The long run could be risky because of children involved and birth of kids for what? For a woman.
we live in a time of extreme ignorance. So it's important not to search here. Don't search here. Go, yeah,
So
as they say, leave well enough alone. Say that was a valid marriage contract and that's it. Don't look for something.
Yeah. Barakallahu feek.
Ameen wa fikum.
how does that apply to a Muslim man marrying a Christian or a Jew? How is his children described? Are they Muslim?
Yeah, they are Muslims, Sayyidi. Yeah, those are Muslims. And that's lawful. And the issue of apostasy doesn't even apply here because she's not a Muslimah in the first place. She's already a kafirah.
Okay.
and his children are
Shukran.
Muslim. You're welcome. Yeah, it's good to hear your voice, brother. MashaAllah.
It's very good to hear your voice, mashallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
So this concerning the lesson,
Yeah.
um, is it permissible to say there's how do you say to someone about the sarcasm? Do you say how does a person say that? I don't even want to say anything. I just want to ask that question. I'm asking this question because someone said before, and it made me think about it. They said something about something that they were referring to in the Quran, and they said like Allah has. It seemed like they gave him an attribute that I was like, I don't know if you should say it that way. I don't want to say it that way, the way they said it. Like a person could take this and say, for example, to another person, do you know about Allah's sarcasm? Is that haram? Is that
Well,
what is that?
I can't say that's haram, but if it gives a person a wrong impression about something, then it's at the least not a good idea to put
Exactly.
it that way.
Yeah.
But what one could say is, do you know that the Quran is revealed according to the language of the Arabs, and it contains many styles, modes of speech? The Quran contains rhetorical questions, contains threats, for example, and it looks like a permission and really is a threat. It looks like there's a statement that looks like a praise and really is sarcasm.
Mm.
Another statement looks like a confirmation, but really is a sarcasm. And another statement is susceptible to so many meanings. So it's one might think it's clear, but really it's cryptic. The Quran is revealed according to the speech of the Arabs. For example, there's a statement in the Quran looks like it's surprise, looks like it's a statement of surprise, and what it really is a statement to invoke surprise in the hearer. The
Mm.
statement looks like the speaker is surprised. It's not the speaker who's surprised, but it's the point of the statement to make the listener surprised. So the Quran is revealed in this according to the speech of the Arabs. It has the styles that the Arabs used in their speech because it's revealed according to their speech.
Uh-huh. Barakallahu feek.
Ameen wa fiq. Allah says, فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. Whoever wants, let him believe. Whoever wants, let him blaspheme. That's not permission.
Is
The
that a
brother's
warning?
question.
Yeah, that's a warning. That's a threat.
I didn't understand his question, Sheikh. What was his question?
His question is, the meaning of his question is, how does someone explain the fact that the Quran is the speech of Allah, and yet it's being claimed that there's sarcasm in there? So would you say that this Allah was sarcastic, for example? So I wouldn't say that. I never learned that. Yani, and also I'm translating here. So when I say sarcasm, it's English word. So there's the Arabic word is tahakkum, at tahakkum. And the tahakkum, the sarcasm, which I'm translating as sarcasm, it has in it the meaning of belittling someone. Sarcasm contains belittling, yani disrespect. So That's what his question was. So I was saying, the way I would answer that is to say the Quran is revealed according to the speech of the Arabs, and therefore it contains modes of speech. Yani, the Quran, I can say it this way, the Quran contains various literary devices. It contains various literary devices. Means like ways of putting words together to achieve some meaning, styles of making a point, saying
Yeah.
something in the
I
form
don't.
of saying
I
something in
don't.
the form of a permission really is a threat, or saying something in the form of a question really is a denial, and like this. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, I don't know how people could look at certain thing in the Quran as a disrespect. Like you said, it's a style of.
There's
Uh,
there's nothing in the Quran that's nice about the kuffar.
yeah, they're kuffar. They
Yeah.
did.
Well, for example,
Allah created
Allah
them.
says, إن شر الدواب عند الله الذين كفروا. Surely the worst beasts that cross the face of the earth are those who commit kufr. So that's a heavy disrespect there.
You call.
Yeah, yani, but that's respect. That means worse than the roaches. That's a respect. Worse than the worms. Worse than the maggots. Worse than the pigs.
But those are examples, right?
Yeah,
Not like it's just showing like what it means to
yeah.
disobey God and disbelieve or not
Okay, I'll give
believe
you
in.
another one. Allah says, "Inna Allah la yuhibbul kafirin." So if you translate it literally, means Allah does not love the kafirs. So what you want more? This means they are despicable. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "What the dung beetle pushes is better to Allah than pagans." Dung beetle. What does the dung beetle push? Pushes the feces, turns the feces into a ball, and then he rolls it into his lair. The Prophet said that feces is better than mushrik. So that's heavy disrespect there. If you say that to any kafir, he will be offended. You go to a kafir and say to him, "You are the worst thing to walk across the face of the earth, and what the dung beetle pushes is better than you." Well, how he's going to feel? He's going to feel
I think
disrespected.
it
Isn't he
depends
going to
who.
feel? Isn't he going to feel disrespected?
Yes, but
Yeah,
also it
that's
depends
because that's disrespect.
it depends who's saying it. What is
No,
mentioned in the Quran and what is mentioned comes out of our mouth is different, way different than the Quran.
the
Like
case
you
is
said,
easier. The case is easier than what you are arguing for, sister. The kuffar have no goodness, no status. They have very low status. They have no respect. They are the worst things that Allah created. The, the worst, Yani, the worst thing that Allah created. If you go to a person, you are the worst thing that Allah created. What you can say more than that? Disrespectful. Can you say something more disrespectful than that?
yeah, but we're not
Yeah,
allowed
we're
to
being
say that.
honest here. We're being honest here. Sister, this is honesty here, what I'm saying to you.
No,
It's not
that's
like
why
I'm
we're not
gaslighting.
allowed.
Hold on, listen to me for 1 second. It's not like I'm
Uh,
gaslighting this kafir. I'm saying to him, no. There's plenty of respect for you. No, I'm being honest with him. There's no respect for you.
but hey, wait. This is the kalam of Quran is not for everyone to go out and speak it the way it is written. Uh, the norm, we as Muslim were told to respect even the Ahl al-Kitab and
No, we are not told that. You
don't
don't
we
find. You will not find an ayah. Be careful here. You will not find an ayah that says what you are claiming.
Okay, I heard it before
Yeah,
from people.
whoever said that, tell them you're wrong. There is not. I'll tell you personally from all what I saw in the Quran. What's the easiest thing in the Quran that I know about a kafir? It's mentioned about a kafir. Lightest thing. It's mentioned in the Quran. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them, if you give them some money, they're gonna give it back to you. That's the most that I can perceive. That's not so bad about a kafir in the Quran. If you give him some
But
money to hold, he'll give it back to you. Some of them.
so you're saying what I heard was wrong, right?
Well,
I heard that Ahl al-Kitab should be given respect.
no, how you gonna give respect if the who's supposed to go to who's gonna that I'll say to some person, you're telling me I'm supposed to respect the worst thing that crossed the face of the earth?
So why didn't the men are allowed to marry a Ahl al-Kitab woman?
Because Allah made it lawful. Doesn't mean they have to respect them. Also, Allah enabled us to do deals with them. We can sell and buy from them. We can rent from them. We can work for them, for example. Doesn't mean that they are respected. Don't mix here. Don't mix being respectful and being rude. You have to be rude to a person. You cannot be rude to a kafir. You can say, hi, how are you? I hope you are well. I
Can you
love the
say to a
best for you.
kafir, I respect you? I respect
No,
that.
no, don't, no, not with the meaning of, not with the meaning of honor.
Mm.
Not with the meaning of honor. If you mean I am not rude to you, if you say I respect you means I'm not rude to you, then I'm going to say to you, choose a word other than respect.
Okay. What do you choose then?
Not being rude.
This is so much in the society. Like, I'm a teacher and I go out in schools and I interact with counselors, principals, and staff.
This is what I'm saying. What we are talking about now is very, very important also. Because if you lose sight of this, then you're going to not put those people in their proper place. Then you are going to put them somewhere where they shouldn't be. You will raise them higher than they should be. They should not be. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-Islamu ya'la wa la yu'la." Islam dominates and is not dominated. Islam is always given the advantage and is never given the disadvantage. And the Muslim is for sure better than a kafir. For sure. The worst one, the worst Muslim is better than uh, the best kafir.
Okay, so we have to learn basically how to deal with non-Muslims and Ahl al-Kitab
Yes.
and the
Yeah,
Buddhas.
being wise. The Prophet, we see how the Prophet was. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not rude. Doesn't mean that he was respecting them, but he was not rude to them. One sheikh, he gave me an advice when I was a young man. It was good advice. He told me, we treat them better than they deserve. He said to me, we treat them better than they deserve. I reached some point where I didn't even want to shake a kafir's hand. I told him, Sheikh, I don't want to put my hand in the hand of the kafir. He told me, oh, we treat them better than they deserve. So it made it easier for me.
Barakallahu fiqh, Sheikh.
I'm just having a hard time. I'm just having a hard time how to separate the respect from not being rude. Like, how do you separate it? Like, how do you differentiate it?
Yeah, don't be yani, don't
I mean,
want
if
to
you
offend
say,
them. You have a goal. Your goal that you want that person to be guided. So if you are rude to a person, you won't become a Muslim.
right.
So you're not going to
But
be rude
thank
to
you
them.
and
And
please and
plus, not
thank you.
just that.
So
Hold
what is
on.
please?
Hold on. Not just you're not going to be rude to him so that he doesn't become Muslim. You're not going to be rude because you're not a rude person. Rather, you're a nice person. You're a Muslim. You have good manners. You're not a rude person. That's also why you're not going to be rude to him. There's no need to be. You shouldn't be nasty, smart mouth person, toxic, unlikable. Why? So we're not going to be rude to him. Does not mean we hold him and have regard for him in our heart.
Salam alaikum again, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum
Would
assalam
that
wa
be
rahmatullah.
the proper adab that you show that you have a good character
Yes.
to attract people to you
Yes.
with a type of kindness that they would listen to you? Because if
Yes.
you go out and even though you know you better than somebody, dress better than somebody, you don't have to put them down to achieve what you're
Yes.
trying to what's the proper word, exert, lack of a better term,
Yeah.
because a Muslim is supposed to have a proper character.
Yes.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had the Prophet uh, uh, character, so he could attract and talk to everybody.
Yes. But there's something
Muslim.
I want to this all what you're saying is very, very correct. But there is one thing I want to uh, highlight for you, which is that you also, though, don't lose sight, not you, brother, all of us, don't lose sight of your own position. Yani, the if the if if the kafir could see you compromise your religion, he would love to see it. Don't forget who these people are. If he could see you go out of your religion, he would love to see it. If he could see you compromise yourself, he would love to see it. I want to tell you something. What we learned is that it's not permissible to say to a kafir, I love you.
Hmm.
And some Muslims, they find it difficult because they, if a kafir told you I love you and you didn't say I love you too, this hurts. Like for any person, not just kafir, any person. So, but we learned you can't say that to a kafir. It's against the religious evidence. So, okay. So what if somebody said, okay, I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to stick to my guns here. There's benefit here because it's going to help you draw a line in the sand. It's not going to be crossed. When you don't stick to this type of thing, then it's going to be easier for you to not have that line in the sand. You're going to say to that kafir, oh, yeah, no, I love you too. Oh, yeah, no, what you need? You need some pepperoni and sausage on your pizza? I got you. No, 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 no. You're going to stay firm. You're going to draw a line in the sand. It's not going to be crossed. It's pretty
Yes,
easy.
as if a kafir said "Hachu," and you sneeze to a kafir, he said "God bless you." But what do you say back to the kafir when he sneezes? This is what we
I don't
have to.
say anything to him when he sneezes. If he says to me, God bless you, I won't say anything to him. That's me.
Yeah, but we have to learn to have the confidence, and we in this
That's true.
deen we grow in steps and
But did Sheikh
degrees.
say, Rahimahullah, he said, bravery and daring, being courageousness is acquired. It means you
Mm-hmm.
can become more and more courageous.
Mm-hmm. But I'm getting strength from you,
Oh,
from what you're
mashallah.
saying right now. That helps me be more courageous than I was 5 minutes ago.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah have
I
mercy.
mean, Allah bless you with knowledge and the capability to communicate with people with patience and give them a chance to speak, and you allow them to speak to hear what they're saying, and then you correct them.
Allah
So,
yarhamuna. Allah yaqawina. May Allah give us all strength. Ameen. Barakallahu feekum. Let's stop here. Now we're about to go into 2 hours. It was very fun though. Alhamdulillah.